Coming up on NAIT NewsWatch.
The Edmonton Police Service is sending a new message out to young men.
What we've done is we've tried to flip things and direct a campaign towards these young men.
Liberal leader is up in arms about the health program in Alberta.
This is the beginning of a breakdown in our healthcare system and the recognition of this government's ability to manage it.
Edmontonians will have to wait a few extra years for the city remodel they were looking for.
It's a lost opportunity because I think very short-sighted vision by our federal government.
Good evening. For some Edmontonians, going out to the bar can be a risky place to meet new people.
Graphic images of vulnerable women will be popping up around our city in an effort to fight what the Edmonton Police Service calls a growing problem. Our Maria Boychuk joins us live from our news center with more on that story.
The City of Edmonton has seen a 37% increase in alcohol-facilitated sexual assaults in our city this past year. In an attempt to combat the very real and often unreported issue, the EPS, along with community partners, have taken on and launched the Don't Be That Guy campaign.
This poster is intended to be a wake-up call for young men between the ages of 18 and 24. The images are meant to shock and be a sober reminder of what not to do. One is an intoxicated female being escorted not so innocently home. Another is of a woman passed out on a couch.
So what we've done is we've tried to flip things and direct a campaign towards these young men. And instead of the message being, don't get raped, we want the message to be, don't rape.
For some students, the visuals portrayed are a familiar sight.
Yeah, I have seen my friends pass out like that at a bar, and not only just my friends, but other people, and you wonder how they're going to get home and the impact that that'll have on them in the morning.
85% of sexual assaults are committed by someone the victim already knows. Offenders don't fit into any one description or stereotype. Many are in relationships and can be of any race, class, religion, or ethnicity.
In about 90% of the cases we see here, alcohol is involved. It doesn't necessarily mean they're intoxicated, but about 90% of the cases, alcohol is involved either on the part of the victim or the perpetrator, or both of them.
The images will be displayed in LRT stations and men's washrooms. University student Dylan Mulak thinks the campaign is a good idea, but feels it may be a waste of money.
I think that these posters will probably have zero effect on any person that already has sexual assault in their mind.
Mulak hopes that people remain aware that all men aren't that guy. It's only a select few.
The message that the EPS wants to deliver is that sex without consent is sexual assault.
Now, why did the EPS choose to use these posters?
The EPS researched and they came to the conclusion that these specific posters gave them the reaction they were looking for from young men. The men chose from several images and taglines, and these caught their attention the best. The EPS also concluded that placing these posters in men's washrooms in the bars around the city would be the most effective location.
Now, how long does this campaign run for, and are the EPS looking to expand?
The campaign runs until January 27th of next year, and whether or not they continue on with this specific effort will depend on the results seen.
Thanks, Maria. That's Maria Boychuk reporting live from our news center tonight.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, your next generation of news.
Winter driving conditions can cause serious road delays.
Many Edmontonians spend a lot of time in the cold waiting for their buses. Julie Finkelman has more with that story.
Over 100,000 Edmontonians depend on the Edmonton transit system every day. Winter driving conditions may cause buses to be late or, in extreme conditions, to not come at all.
Scarlett Welling-Yanikulius counts on the bus every day to get her to and from work. But she realizes when the road conditions are bad, she has to bundle up, dressing in layers.
There's no good part about taking the bus in the winter. It's freezing. I hate waiting for the bus. Countless times my bus has been late. And it's just awful, like especially when you're in the winter, the buses seem to be late more frequently.
Even though she is dressed for the weather, Scarlett says she is frustrated with the delays.
I understand rationally that they have to drive slower, but it's hard not to be angry at the bus drivers. I've seen many people lash out on them after waiting in the cold.
Jason Baxter, market planner with Edmonton Transit, says people need to be respectful of their drivers.
You know, we're all people. We ask for patience from our customers and from our fellow workers while we're out there in this weather, just hoping everyone can get there safely and warmly.
One of the most important things you can do is to know when your bus is expected.
You can also call 311. If there is a major delay, they're going to know about it. They will know as soon as we know, and they'll be able to give you that information.
Scarlett would like to see a change in the winter schedules.
I think there should be more buses coming throughout the winter.
To find out if your bus is running late, visit takeets.com, call 311, or check out the My Stops app, which lets you view your bus schedules right from your phone. Julie Finkelman, NAIT NewsWatch.
Thanks, Julie. That's Julie Finkelman reporting from downtown. After a long, drawn-out meeting at the legislature this week, Stephen Duckett is parting ways with Alberta Health. 14 members who work on the Alberta Health Services Board came to a final agreement with CEO Stephen Duckett. Members felt his cookie comments last week were too inappropriate.
As I've said before, I personally found the comments inappropriate, and they began to stand in the way of our need to move forward.
Estelmack also expressed the feelings and thoughts of Albertans and did not express his own when asked the question whether he lost confidence in Mr. Duckett.
It's not where I lost confidence in Mr. Duckett or not. The board has the responsibility, and it answers to the minister.
The Liberal leader David Swan was outraged about the lack of responsibility he thinks the government is and has shown.
They never take responsibility for the problems. This is most frustrating, and they need to be held accountable for this.
Acting CEO Dr. Chris Eagle will continue for the time being to lead Alberta Health Services until further notice.
After the federal government put the axe on Edmonton's bid to host the 2017 World Expo, Edmontonians will now be waiting even longer for the upgrades the city has been anticipating. Edmonton's bid was focused around Canada's 150th birthday. Parts of the city would have been completely remodeled, including a new urban U of A campus, new River Valley Bridge, renovations to the Epcor Centre, and a celebratory site in West Rossdale and Legislature grounds.
It was unending the number of chances Edmonton have, infrastructure, etc., but those are gone now. We can't do about that.
Hosting the expo was not a done deal, but the possibility of showing over 5 million tourists from over 80 countries the city's creativity, innovation, and vision excited Mayor Mandel.
It's a lost opportunity because I think very short-sighted vision by our federal government. But it's gone, and we'll continue to work with our provincial government to meet our needs for infrastructure.
83% of Albertans supported the bid.
The city of Edmonton is looking into creating a community in our inner city with affordable housing.
Okay, let's go.
It is called the Boyle Renaissance. It is a new plan devised to renew 95th Street and 96th Street from 103rd A Ave North to the LRT tracks. This redevelopment will take place throughout the next couple of years to complete. Rick Chapman, who works in the area, was delighted by the redevelopment.
It's a phenomenal vision that the city has for people who are basically left to struggle on their own.
Phase 1 of this project will cost $42.2 million and will bring a family resource center, a licensed daycare, and a 14,000 square foot community center for Boyle Street and surrounding communities.
Leduc smokers may have to roll up their windows and butt out their smoke this upcoming year. The city of Leduc is looking to pass a bylaw banning people from smoking in their vehicles while minors are present.
Some people have to be forced into doing something. And maybe enforcement might be the only way you can get to them.
If caught, violators could face a $100 fine for the first offense and a $200 fine for the second. City Council hopes this bylaw will persuade other Albertan cities to do the same.
We're doing this because we are a healthy community. We firmly believe in any kinds of healthy initiatives. Part of what we're doing is protecting children.
The bylaw should be completely dealt with by December 13th, but the discussion still may move into the new year. 7 Canadian provinces already have this ban enabled.
As Christmas is just around the corner, Santa's little helpers can only do so much.
Meals on Wheels is asking you to be a Christmas elf this season and donate for Edmonton seniors. Meals on Wheels is known for feeding the needy, but this year they are asking Edmontonians to donate new blankets, socks, toiletries, and grocery store gift cards to seniors around our city who will be alone on Christmas.
It doesn't really matter what your age is, you still appreciate Christmas and you still want to know that there are people out there who do care about you, and so that's why we want to make sure that, that all the seniors in town do get a gift over Christmas.
North is hopeful that Meals on Wheels will reach their goal of 500 items of each by December 10th. Visit Meals on Wheels to donate or to arrange a collection box. You can email email@mealsonwheels.org. Coming up after the break, we will take a look at some healthy alternatives for the holidays.
Keep track of calories this season with a quick and easy device.
Will gain between 5 and 10 to 15 pounds depending how long their holiday season runs.
After a tough loss last year, the Rough Riders look to redeem themselves.
That's just part of it, and glad to be here.
Hey, coming up next on sports, live from the Winspire Center here in Edmonton, Alberta, are the 2010 CFL Player Awards. I'm your quarterback from the Stamps, Henry Burris.
So Brianna, those football fans outside sure lucked out with the weather this week.
I know, it sure was a hot to huddle weekend.
It sure was. Alessandra Bruni now joins us live from outside. Ali, how are you doing out there?
You know what? It is beautiful out here. I was getting a little bit nervous because as we were getting closer to the Grey Cup, it was a little bit chilly. I mean, minus 36 for those out-of-towners could be a little bit of a shock. But, I mean, it's great outside. Sunny, beautiful, +2, it's fabulous. So let's take a look at our forecast throughout the province for tomorrow. Calgary, we're looking at a low of -17, a high of -6, sunny with a 10% chance of snow. Jasper, a low of -15, a high of -7, variable cloudiness, and a 20% chance of snow. In Fort McMurray, we're sitting at a high of -9, a low of -14, with some cloudy periods and a 10% chance of snow. And right here in the capital city, we're looking at a high of -8, a low of -15, with some cloudy periods and a 20% chance of snow. The average high for this time of year is -2, the average low -10. A record low was a -36 bone chilling in 1896, and a record high was a gorgeous +13 in 1956.
Weather for NAIT NewsWatch is sponsored by NR92.
So it is beautiful outside, and I know a lot of people are looking out and looking to get skating right away, but city officials are still warning people to stay off the ice. It's not ready to be skated on, so I mean, maybe go out and enjoy the sunshine, the beautiful walk, some Christmas lights, but just reminding people to stay off the ice and be safe.
Oh, that's too bad. We're going to have to keep our skates in the cupboard a couple more weeks.
Yeah, but thanks, Alessandra, for the warning and for the weather. This Christmas season is here once again.
That's right. It's bringing some health concerns along with the festive snacks. Cody Millard has more on that story.
Many refer to it as the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas brings families together, a smile to people's faces, and those delicious treats you can only find during the last month of the year.
I like cookies.
Probably gingerbread man. Shortbread cookies. Eggnog.
Gingerbread.
Gingerbread man.
I like turkey. Christmas orange. Yeah. Oh, gingerbread man.
As good as these snacks taste, their ingredients can have a profound effect on your body. The calorie count and high levels of glucose have been known to be the cause of the holiday weight gain. This sees people put on anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds because of how easily these treats can be obtained.
On a Christmas day, if you're a traditional turkey, ham, all the trimmings, you can definitely take in at least 5,000 calories, and 1 pound is equivalent to 3,500 calories. So you could easily take in a pound worth of extra food.
There are healthier alternatives to ensure you keep your Yuletide snacking in check. Portion control is key. Keep the conversation and visiting away from platters of food that could be sitting around. About.com has a Christmas calorie calculator that allows you to enter in the dinner you would have. Then it tells you how far you would have to walk before burning off the calories you gained. Some of the numbers can be pretty surprising.
Cutting out the extra fixins is the best way to reduce your fat and calorie intake while still enjoying the treats offered by the holiday season.
Taking half-fat milk in your latte or ignoring the whipped cream on a slice of pie are some of the steps you can take. Cody Millard, NAIT NewsWatch.
Thank you, Cody. Now we're joined with Taylor Pullman with sports.
So it was a tremendous weekend for football fans.
That's right. There was walkthroughs, practices, and the awards ceremony. All that and more coming right up in sports. In what's starting to look like an Alberta tradition, the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Montreal Alouettes will once again battle it out to compete for the Grey Cup tonight. After losing the championship to one of the biggest blunders in Grey Cup history, the Saskatchewan Roughriders feel they have gained the experience necessary to reach their final goal.
Last year, being a first-time starter, first time in this game, you know, some things were a little overwhelming, but now I know how to handle everything.
Even though the Alouettes have qualified for the Big Dance 8 of the last 10 seasons, Montreal quarterback Anthony Calvillo stresses the difficulty of qualifying for the Grey Cup.
One day it might be you, and you never know. This could be their last game, and we just try to stress that because either you're in your first year, your 17th year, your 13th year, it could be over pretty quick.
Roughriders head coach Ken Miller hopes a mass attendance of the Riders fans at Commonwealth will be able to push his team over the hump towards a second championship in 4 seasons. With all the focus this year on the Grey Cup, Edmonton also played host to the brightest stars in the CFL at the Finest Player Awards. The awards see players from across the league recognized in a variety of categories. The night's main award went to Calgary Stampeders quarterback Henry Burris, who won league MVP for the first time in his career. While his team failed to make the Grey Cup, Burris is gracious of receiving recognition this late in his career.
I mean, I'm truly honored, you know, to have won this award just for all the hard work that you put in, and I'm 35 now, so you know every year counts.
League finalist Anthony Calvillo believes the award truly symbolizes the player Burris is.
You know, for him to be out there once again just shows what kind of character and fortitude he has to come back and keep playing at a high level.
This year's Canadian CFL Player of the Year award goes to Andy Fantoots with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It's mid-November and the University of Alberta Golden Bears volleyball team find themselves in a familiar place, near the top of the CIS rankings. Although the Bears have managed to jumpstart the season with a record of 5-1, Bears head coach Terry Danlick insists the most important aspect to him is not the record itself, but how they got there.
The fact that we're 5-1 at this point in the season and having played some of the better teams in the league says a lot for the things that have been going on. We've had a few injuries, but that aside, I think we've grown quite a bit as a team.
The Golden Bears were formerly ranked #1 in the country last week, but saw themselves bumped down to the #2 position due to a surging Laval squad. The Golden Bears have been crowned national championships 3 of the last 6 years. The Battle of Alberta took place this week in the WHL between the Edmonton Oil Kings and the Calgary Hitmen. Edmonton was looking to avenge their loss in the previous night in Calgary. In the first period, after giving up 2 early goals, Hitmen forward Tyler Fiddler slides his way to the front of the net to position his team back within 1. Second period, Calgary starts the power play with 2 Rockets on the point, but Grindhide stands his ground between the pipes. Sylvester takes the puck from the corner and jams it into the net until it crosses the line. It's a 2-2 game, and the fans clearly not liking this. The Oil Kings then try to make something happen, but nothing does. Instead, they crash the net once again, this time sending Grindhide looking for the truck that hit him. Then a knee-on-knee hit by the Oil Kings' Hickman catches Sylvester off guard. Sylvester was shaken up, but he would remain in the play. The Hitmen bring all their big guns on the power play, but who else but Grindhide denies him once again until he finally gives up that leading tying goal. That's no problem, as minutes later, Plouffe fires one into the wishing well, which is then matched by a fake pass that tricks the netminder, causing a 4-3 lead for the Kings. The Oil Kings would finish out the game to hold on to their lead, but win places them into 5th place in the Central Division. After seeing athletes like Shaun White rock the Vancouver Olympics atmosphere for insane stunts, I decided to take on the sport of snowboarding at Rabbit Hill Snow Resort.
Being a skier my whole life, I was relatively new to the world of snowboarding. Sure, I had seen it on TV, but once you get on the board, everything changes. My patient and excellent instructor Heiko Rall led me through the basic motions that would be essential towards my success on the hill. Sadly, they weren't so simple for me. So how long till I can hit this half pipe in Russia? Sadly, it seems I started a little too late to make the pros.
My teens, early 20s is where it is. So
that's the average age of when the kids are the most bouncing and recover from injury a lot quicker with it and more fearless. Once you start getting into your mid-20s and higher, injuries become more prevalent.
For those simply interested in obtaining a more realistic goal like hitting the giant slope, a few lessons is all it takes.
2 or 3 lessons, depending on how quick you learn when you're going with it. If you can get yourself into like 2 or 3 private lessons with an instructor, they'll be able to get you to the point where you'll get to the mountains and you'll be able to go up some green runs and come down and have a really good time.
So it looks like I may have to take a few more classes before I can face the sport head on. For NAIT NewsWatch, I'm Taylor Pullman.
Aw, Taylor, you did so good. No Sean White.
I wouldn't say that.
But you did pretty good.
What about the mountains? Are you going to hit them anytime soon this winter?
You know, I think it's a sign when people half my age are on the half pipe already, I better stick to Bunny Hill.
Okay.
Thanks, Taylor.
Coming up after the break, a traditional holiday activity helps out a local charity.
The Christmas Bureau's 70th anniversary campaign launch celebrates the holidays with a little home building.
Coming up on entertainment, find out who gets crowned NAIT's Next Top Model.
Hair provided for NAIT NewsWatch by Carrie L. Salon and Spa.
The 70th anniversary of the Christmas Bureau took place this past week.
Brianna and I decided to get a little sticky with sugar for a good cause. Yeah, do you want to give a big applause for Sophie?
As soon as we arrived, we decided to get right to work. After we started, we ran into a couple difficulties with our house, but quickly fixed it. When we were finished our masterpiece, the theme was that of a simple Christmas.
Other members of the media were also there for the Christmas Bureau kickoff to show their support.
The goal this year was to raise $1.8 million to provide food to over 70,000 Edmontonians in need. Donations can be made at West Edmonton Mall, Westmount Shopping Centre, and many more places starting December 3rd. You can also visit christmasbureau.ca to donate online.
So, Brianna, did you get to check out that zip line?
No, I did not, and I'm really bummed out about it because I've done it before and it was a lot of fun.
You know what? I've done it before too. Great times. But let's see how Kathy Lee did because I know that she did it as well. Coming up in entertainment.
The Grey Cup isn't just about football. To the delights of visitors near and far, there were plenty of fun things to do leading up to the big game.
Grey Cup.
The energy was high and the streets were packed as fans enjoyed music, food, and all the activities in Huddletown.
I love to go on the zip line. That looks like a great time. I want to see a few of the players. I understand they'll be around and visit some of the people that sponsor the Grey Cup.
I went to search for my top 5 hot things to do in Huddletown. To test your football skills, you can try your arm in throwing a football into a target and test your agility and speed in a football drill. Right in front of City Hall is an artificial turf for public teams to play a friendly game of football. And what's a festival without music? Each day, different bands took the Sirius satellite radio stage to entertain. I chose the Epcor Huddle Dome as my number 2 pick. Families can enjoy interactive games, take pictures in the TSN broadcast zone, run an obstacle course, and more. And the longest line of all leads to the Capital Power zip line. The parallel lines cover the distance of a football field and it's about 80 feet high. Definitely a ride you want to try. The fun doesn't stop here. There's still a game to be won and fans are ready to show their support. One lucky girl at NAIT will look forward to her new modeling career after being crowned NAIT's Next Top Model in the final competition. Models strutted their stuff in front of a packed audience and a panel of judges. The votes were casted, revealing the winner to be...
Laura! I'm so happy, so excited. This was a really nice experience for me. Like, I can tell everybody was happy, the other models were happy, so that's good. I'm really, really happy for this.
Hoping to stay in the industry for a while, Duran enjoys modeling for more reasons than walking a runway.
For me, it's more like showing who I am, like that open person, that happy person, that like showing my personality.
With the success of the first competition, NAIT plans to host another show next year. Last-minute rehearsals for the 11th production of A Christmas Carol wrapped up in time for the preview performance yesterday. The songs, costumes, and great talent are the results of long days and months of hard work. An acting career means making sacrifices, but for 9-year-old Logan West, who plays a rich boy, balancing school and the theater is just a daily routine.
No, it's not that hard. It's pretty easy because I feel that I already do good in school, so missing a little bit isn't the end of the world.
Of course, her success wouldn't be without the support of her family.
It's just a lot of organizing and keeping to our schedules and patience, and we've really not had a problem with it at all. We really enjoy doing it for her because she gets so much out of it.
Without even a hint of nerves, Logan is excited for opening night on December 2nd. For more information about the play, visit citadeltheater.com. It's bright enough to light up the block. In memory of Maisie Dolenchuk, Maisie's Magical Christmas House is officially open for its 7th year. About 250,000 lights across the yard, forming Christmas characters and twinkling on the side of the house, makes for a stop more people are putting on their to-do list during the holiday season.
We used to come here almost every day last year because Brant's daycare was across the street, so every day he'd say, "Mommy, I want to go," and so we'd come over and have a look, and just, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
The space has expanded and about 90% of the decorations are new.
We do all the windows on the side of the house pretty well, are all decorated, and we box as many as we can into little rooms, so you see a theme in each room.
From Disney characters to penguins and the gingerbread man, this house doesn't miss a thing. The house will remain lit until January 9th, 2011. The donations for the food bank are welcome. Two singing divas take the stage together, but this time on the big screen in burlesque. Christina Aguilera stars as Allie in the story of a small-town girl going to the big city to follow her dreams. She stumbles upon a new burlesque nightclub owned by Cher's character, Tess, who hires Allie as a waitress.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Great enthusiasm, terrible timing.
Yearning to be on stage one day, Allie wows the audience with her undiscovered talent.
Hold it. Where's the curtain?
It's a powerful movie that ties in dreams, romance, and a whole lot of singing and dancing. It looks to be a good movie and is now playing in theaters. That's all I have for entertainment. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Kathy, with that movie. That movie looks real.
Doesn't it? I've always been a huge fan of Christina Aguilera. Her voice is just phenomenal.
I know, very big voice for a little woman.
Oh, absolutely. But since November is coming to an end,
yes,
and so is Movember, have you been growing out your mustache?
You know, I've tried, but I think I'll leave it up to the men. No luck with that one.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Please check out our website at NAITnewswatch.ca.